Hello, this is Takashi from TeamLab. Thank you very much. It's for the invite to us to participate of the Congreso Futuro. We are very much appreciate of that. And today's we try to introduce all this in our works, and we try to explain a little bit concept or it's a philosophy behind of that. So we TeamLabs is 600 or it's a little bit more members of this specialist, as we called. Actually, there is a CG animators and hardware engineers and software engineers and mathematician and architect, and we're gonna make a teams and make an output, and we're gonna create some very weird stuff. It is very hard to even explain by screens, but today I try to do that. I hope you people enjoyed it. So today is we try to extend of this in our works is this is some kind of it's our philosophy or it's a key concept of this what we are doing. The first we love to show it is it's called a TeamLab Borderless. We opened it 2 years ago in Tokyo Odaiba. This is museums of this made by digital technologies, and it's more than around 10,000 square meters and no map. So what the people is going to do that is people has to enters, and it's first they're going to lost the ways, and they need to explore by themselves and it discovered some things. And it's all the artworks inside with these museums is by digitals, so its artwork itself is communicate each other's, and we TeamLabs also cannot control them, and sometimes they were moving around and they communicate each other's, and that is a whole experience and concept of here, because there is no boundary and the border inside with our mind, and it's this space. And another one that I would love to explain is some new exhibition in Macau. It's called Super Natures, and this one is unfortunately it's not open for this public. And right now, maybe sometimes it's going to be open. It's the next years. If the whole COVID situation is become over, and if you have opportunity to be visit in the Macau, please visit this very weird space. This is also more than 5,000 square meters, and it's very different height, and it's three-dimensional maze, and you're gonna be one part of it in artworks with physical bodies. This is we call it body immersives. It's one of this in our concept. So you're gonna be one part of it, the other artworks. And here's is another ones. It's very weird. Exhibitions we have done. This is almost 6 years. It's a summers we opened in the south of Japan. It's called Mifuneyama. It's 500,000 square meters. And here's you enters of it. The daytimes it's like a normal forest, but in night times it's gonna be metamorphosed to its huge museums. The whole people is walk around it in the forest, and its whole work is you see it has interact. So it's if you are in front of this tree, it's changed the colors and it's reflect to the whole space, even in the mountains, or like the pond. It's also it's screens, and it's some digital toy, or it's some plant over there, and it is quite. I've been it's quite every years, but that's always it's difference, and it's what we wanted to explain is like we human beings, it's like a super tiny existence of this continuous life cycle of the channel, like this Earth. It's not ordinary life in the city. It's sometimes we forget about that, but it's if you are inside, but it's a real forest, and to be one part of that, it's maybe you're gonna again realize of that. And that is what we wanted to do of this forest where God lives in Saga. And this is just only in the summertime, so like this is also it's when the COVID situation is over, and if you have time, it's more than welcome. And today's what I wanted to explain is what we are creating. It's very difficult to explain even by not even movies, but even by words. And what I'm talking about, it's quite almost paradox to explain it, because it's like beautiful, or it's cool, or it's this kind of these feelings is, and we cannot explain it or it's described by words, because it's a cool, it's cool. But it's why we are making of it artworks even like now is we believe that only art can change its people's emotions, or it's a standard of it's beautiful or it's cool, and it's going to affect it to the humans like lifestyle, because we believe is maybe logic. It's gonna affect it to the it's like groups, but it's an individual person. It's we are not make behaves or it's we don't act anything without our emotions. We do like always from this our heart. So we want to reach to the it's a people's heart. That is what we want. It's through our output. Now it's what we are talking about. It's like super like a legend of this human histories, like Da Vinci and Galileo Galilei's and Newtons and Picasso's and Einstein's, and it's what they are doing is they're like legend. It's like they're scientists and it's artists. It's they or it's we always try to recognize the world and try to express of the what is a word for the human beings, what is a word. That is different approach, but it's we think it's a fundamental part of the science and it's an art. This is like weird movies, but you can see some kind of a lot of the balls was it's bound on the floors, but you can see it's how they're moving, because of it we are educated by it's science, and as we know how the ball was it's bound. That's the reason why it's we can expect how they're moved, and it's a science is try to recognize or to express of the phenomenons of this world. So this gonna help us to see in something that we couldn't see. And it's art is also it's try to expand of this some kind of recognitions. This is one famous it's artworks, and there is of course it's rains, but there is no rains. And how to describe or express of the rain is people had umbrellas and very wet floors, and then it's people can see of this or feel or smell of this rains. And another one is this is famous. It's like Japanese. It's the artist. It's called Hiroshige. It's he actually drew of the rains. by lines. If you ask some people is how to draw the rains, it's maybe most of the people it's drawings by lines, and it's this is quite interesting part. It's like the rain is exists. It's a long time history of the human beings, and it was exist, but it's how to express is it was different way, and it's if one of the artists it could explain it some things like this, and if people it's felt yes this is rain, and then it's gonna affect it to the all the others artists, and it's a humans expressions even for the rain things. And what we believe is that this is also it's very famous. It's an art. Everybody knows it's Andy Warhol's of its Marilyn Monroe's, and it's a soup cans, and it's people think it's an art. It's just only in the art market, or it's the art, but it's gonna affect it to our lifestyles. It's what he did is everybody knows it's very cool, and it's I don't know. I'm 43, so I really don't know when it was drawn on 1960. Sometimes it's people maybe thought it's like soup can is everybody knows, but it's cheap and bad. But when the people it's accept this is as art, and everybody knows it's super cool. After that, it's gonna affect it to our lifestyles, and what's gonna happen is maybe in even fashions, maybe the fashion hierarchies, maybe in the highest hierarchy of the fashion was it's like an haute couture. It's made for somebody's, and it's ready made, or it's mass product was it's not the cool as like it's haute couture. But it's now, it's people buy the fashion because of its some logos and its brand names, and everybody knows, and it's some people knows, and it's gonna affect it to the completely our like other even market. It means like fashions, or even maybe our like architect maybe, or it's steel lifestyles. So like what we want to do is we wanted to make it through our output we want to change the standard of its humanities, and it's what is cool and is what is beautiful, and it's going to be maybe smarter people than us. It can make it another business model or its industries, and it's making some like a new lifestyle of the human beings. That is like what we want, and I think it's now it's like everywhere in the world is it's kind of sad situations of this COVID. It's not kind of it is very sad, but it's we think it's we can it's just sit down and it's waiting somebody gonna change or to solve the problems, and it's waiting for that. But we can create something. It's even at homes and staying at homes, or it's we can keep on create some things. And this is we made on in May, actually it's March to May in Japan's. What we made is this is like very weird. It's artworks, but you can drawings on the papers, or it's you can drawings on the smartphones and scan it, and it's upload on a website, and it's actually it's on YouTube lives. So you're gonna see in real times it's somebody drawed. It's what we wanted to do is we are staying at homes, and it's feeling maybe isolated, but we human beings can be connected. It's not divided, and we wanted to feel somebody is a little bit think about some that. So if you have times, you drawing the flowers, and it's upload of that. It is completely free, and you can see on your TV monitors or your smartphone monitors, on YouTube or something, and just think about some like us. It's maybe other side of the earth. Think about you, and we also believe it's like the people in Chile or South Americas. It's people listen of this. It's my real presentation. It's think about us, and it's not give up of this these situations, and keep on create something. And I know, and I believe, and I wish to see you sometimes in real physical world again. And all I can say is see you again in the futures. Thank you very much.